For months, Red Bull fans have been left puzzled. How could a driver like Yuki Tsunoda, who impressed everyone with his consistency and raw aggression in 2024, suddenly look lost inside a front-running Red Bull car? The Japanese driver's confidence has visibly collapsed. His points tally embarrassingly small compared to Max Verstappen's unstoppable march at the top. Many thought it was Tsunoda's nerves, or simply that he wasn't ready for the pressure of a title-contending team. But the truth, as Red Bull now quietly admits, runs much deeper. Behind the scenes, Red Bull have finally recognised that the problem wasn't the driver, it was the car itself, and more specifically, the imbalance in how that car was developed and managed. Reports from motorsport.com have confirmed that Tsunoda's RB21 has not been equal to Verstappen's all year, with engineering resources and development priority heavily tilted towards the Dutchman. This revelation could reshape how Red Bull approaches its second driver, and it could mean survival or disaster for both Tsunoda and Liam Lawson. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed, because what's happening here could completely rewrite the Red Bull driver system as we know it. At the heart of this revelation lies a truth Red Bull has long tried to deny. Their number 2 drivers have never been on equal footing. Whether it was Sergio Perez, Pierre Gasly, or Alex Albon before him, every one of them faced the same impossible task, matching Verstappen in a car fine-tuned for him alone. And now, Yuki Tsunoda has become the latest casualty of that same system. Throughout the 2025 season, Tsunoda's RB21 has reportedly suffered from setup inconsistencies, component differences, and a lack of engineering support. His side of the garage often received older spec parts or experimental components, while Verstappen's car remained the benchmark. It's a small difference on paper, but in Formula 1, a tenth of a second per lap can decide careers. Red Bull has now fundamentally accepted that Tsunoda's struggles were the result of this inequality, not a lack of talent. This admission is monumental because it breaks Red Bull's long-standing internal narrative that the second seat problem was always about driver performance. By accepting that the car itself has been a key factor, Red Bull are effectively admitting that their system, the Verstappen-centric development model, has limits. And that raises an uncomfortable question. If Red Bull wants to stay dominant, can they afford to keep being a one-driver team? From Tsunoda's perspective, this discovery may have arrived just in time. With only 17 points from 16 races, his seat was under serious threat. Many in the paddock believed he'd be replaced in 2026, either by the rising star Isack Hadjar or even by Liam Lawson returning to the main team. But now, Red Bull's internal review could give him a lifeline. If the RB21's performance gap truly hindered him, Tsunoda might be given another chance, either within the Red Bull family or as part of Aston Martin's Honda-powered expansion. Yes, you heard that right. According to Paddock Whispers, Yuki Tsunoda could be heading to Aston Martin in 2026 as a reserve driver, supported by Honda, who will supply the team's engines next year. For Honda, keeping their star Japanese driver in the F1 ecosystem is crucial. And for Tsunoda, that might be the safest route back into contention, should Red Bull decide to move forward with new young talent. But the bigger storm might be brewing over at Racing Bulls. Liam Lawson's once promising campaign has fallen apart in recent weeks. His double crash in Singapore and a series of low finishes have eroded the confidence Red Bull once had in him. Sky Sports' Simon Lazenby has even reported that Racing Bulls could completely reset their driver lineup for 2026, dropping both Lawson and Tsunoda in favour of new blood. The names emerging are fascinating. Arvid Lindblad, a highly rated Red Bull junior currently racing in Formula 2, is one strong candidate. He's seen as one of Helmut Marko's long-term bets for the future. Alongside him could be Alex Dunne, the Irish driver recently released from McLaren's development program, who's reportedly caught Red Bull's attention for his fearless, aggressive driving style. If that happens, both Racing Bull seats would be taken by rookies, marking one of the most radical overhauls in the Red Bull Junior System's history. It would be a clear signal that Red Bull's management, Helmut Marko, and even Laurent Mekies are ready to gamble everything on finding the next Max Verstappen, rather than settling for capable support drivers. Jamie Chadwick, speaking alongside Lazenby, summed it up perfectly. Red Bull doesn't want solid drivers, they want superstars. And in that pursuit, both Tsunoda and Lawson may simply not fit the mould anymore. Still, nothing in Red Bull's world is ever certain. There are whispers that Lindblad's super license situation could delay his promotion. If he doesn't finish top 3 in F2, he won't qualify to race in Formula 1. That opens the door slightly for Lawson to survive, perhaps with a new teammate like Dunne, if Red Bull decides to hedge its bets for one more season. In that case, Tsunoda's fate might already be sealed. His Honda connections could make Aston Martin's reserve role his next chapter a respectable position, but far from the glory he once dreamed of when he joined the Red Bull senior team. Yet, if there's one thing Tsunoda has proven, it's resilience. Even when underestimated, he's fought back before, and if Red Bull's newfound honesty about its machinery truly sparks change, maybe, just maybe, we'll see the return of the fiery Yuki Tsunoda, who once seemed destined for greatness. Because make no mistake, this moment marks a turning point not only for Yuki Tsunoda, but for Red Bull as an organisation. Their dominance, their driver philosophy, even their internal politics, everything is now under scrutiny. If they want to continue ruling Formula 1, they must decide, will they remain a one-driver empire, or finally give both sides of the garage a fair fight? So here's the question. Do you think Red Bull's admission will actually change anything? Or is this just another PR move to protect their image? And more importantly, does Yuki Tsunoda still deserve a place in Formula 1 after 2025? Let me know what you think in the comments below.